Weird American laws.
Imagine this gloriously outdated scene in a small Vermont town in the 1920s. A middle-aged woman with a big smile, missing most of her teeth, walks into the local dentist's office. She sits in the creaky chair and says cheerfully, "Doctor, I'd like a brand new set of dentures, please." The dentist adjusts his glasses, looks at his ledger, and replies with complete seriousness, "I'm sorry, ma'am, but do you have your husband's written permission?" The woman blinks in shock. "My husband's permission? For my own teeth?" The dentist nods solemnly. It's the law in Vermont. No married woman can get dentures without her husband's signature. Cut to the husband at home, sitting in his rocking chair, reading the newspaper. The wife storms in, waving a permission form. "Sign this right now, or I'll gum you to death every night." Yes, this is a real, wonderfully absurd old-timey law from Vermont. A married woman needed her husband's permission to get false teeth, dentures. Stick around. We're pulling out all the stops for one of the most patriarchal and toothless laws in American history. Why on earth would Vermont require a husband's approval for dentures? Who wrote this rule? Is it still on the books? And what kind of hilarious domestic chaos erupts when a wife wants new choppers? By the end of this video, you'll never look at dental work the same way again.
Subscribe and drop a like.
Welcome to Law Tunes USA, the channel that fearlessly drags America's strangest, dumbest, and most tooth-related laws into the spotlight with bright cartoons, savage satire, and non-stop laughs. Today's episode is pure smile-making comedy. You need a husband's permission for dentures, Vermont's old-timey dental law tune. This law dates back to the early 20th century, when married women had very limited legal rights. In Vermont, lawmakers decided that something as major as getting false teeth required spousal consent, probably to protect family finances, or because dentures were considered a big expense. The rule specifically applied to married women. No dentures without hubby's okay. Single women and men were usually fine. The wording was delightfully old-fashioned. No married woman shall procure or receive artificial teeth without the written consent of her husband. Let's animate the glorious chaos. A sunny Vermont street with wooden houses and horse-drawn wagons. A determined wife marches into the dentist's office. The dentist, with a big mustache, shakes his head. "Sorry, ma'am, husband's permission required." The wife storms home, slams the permission form on the table in front of her relaxed husband. He looks up lazily. "Dentures? Do we really need to spend money on that?" She glares. "Sign it or sleep on the couch forever." Cut to the courtroom for maximum satire. The wife stands proudly in front of the judge. The husband is there looking guilty. The judge slams the gavel. "You've been charged with attempting to get dentures without spousal consent. How do you plead?" The wife shouts, "Not guilty, Your Honor. These are my teeth." The prosecutor dramatically waves the unsigned form. "Your Honor, this woman tried to bypass her husband's authority." The defense lawyer pleads, "Objection! My client just wants to eat corn on the cob again." The judge sighs. "Guilty. No dentures until husband signs. Next case."
Subscribe and drop a like.
The what-if scenarios are comedy gold. A wife sneaking to the dentist in disguise, only to be caught because the dentist asks for ID. An influencer filming getting dentures without hubby's permission, prank, and getting instantly denied. A husband refusing to sign because your old smile was fine, leading to weeks of silent treatment and gumming dinner. A grandma in court arguing, "Judge, I've been married 50 years. Don't I deserve new teeth?" Even if this law is long outdated and no longer enforced, it perfectly captures the old-fashioned control over women's bodies and choices. Vermont eventually modernized, but the story remains a hilarious reminder of how far we've come. Bonus ridiculously specific old Vermont laws. You need a husband's permission for dentures. Whistling underwater is illegal. Can't tie a giraffe to a telephone pole. Wait, that's Georgia, but Vermont has plenty more. snoring illegal unless windows are locked tight in some towns. Some states didn't just regulate teeth, they regulated who could approve them. So here's the final verdict, delivered with a big toothless grin. Is it illegal for a married woman to get dentures without her husband's permission in Vermont? Technically, the old law existed, but it's been repealed long ago. Practically, today you can get new teeth whenever you want, no signature required. Next time you or your spouse needs dental work, be grateful you don't need a permission slip. And if you ever meet someone still asking for their husband's approval for dentures, send them to Lawtunes USA. If this toothless, permission slip, old-timey dental drama made you laugh, made you grateful for modern rights, or made you appreciate how wonderfully weird laws used to be, smash that like button right now. Subscribe to Lawtunes USA and hit the bell for daily animated weird law stories. Comment below, what's the silliest old law you've ever heard about marriage or personal rights? I read every single comment. Until next time, stay curious, stay legal, and smile big, because you don't need anyone's permission anymore. See you in the next one.